Hey Alex, it's your friend, Gym Rat. Just want to say congratulations on your gym membership. So, question, are you going to use it? Well, hopefully I can give you some tips on how you can stay consistent at the gym. Myself personally, to build this habit, I didn't just get a gym membership because you have to think in the back of your head, right? I'm paying for either a monthly or annual subscription for access to said gym, and I would obviously start with something a little bit on the cheaper end. I don't know if you have Crunch or obviously the go-to Planet Fitness. It's one of the most cheaper end gyms. Just try to pick one that you feel comfortable in. Planet Fitness has more of a beginner-friendly environment, which a lot of people tend to choose that. I mean, I choose it just because it's the closest one that I live next to and also cheaper end. The one that is in downtown for me is like $40 a month, and depending on how much of a gym rat you are, right, you don't need to blow all your money on the membership. I wouldn't recommend that. What actually helps me build habits is the equipment I use, because not only do I have a membership in the back of my head, but now getting into said equipment, and especially myself, and believe it or not, approaching my 30s, you need to also protect your form, and you might need to buy some gear. Essentially what I use on either a daily or weekly basis. So the equipment that I use, in no particular order of importance, are the knee sleeves. So the knee sleeves help me with the squats or even deadlifts, like for heavy lifting. Even the leg presses, right? If you put like heavy weights, it just kind of creates that support. I have like somewhat of a knee injury, and it kind of had a little bit of pain. Protecting yourself from any of, if you want to go in heavier weights, or encouraging yourself to go heavier, it's always safe to have the knee protectors. Not only knee sleeves, but there's also elbow sleeves, and those are also very protective for any heavy lifting when it comes to like bench press. I would say mostly bench press, honestly, but I use elbow sleeves honestly for any Zercher squats where you put and then you start squatting with that. It's supposed to be better for your back. I have a really bad lower back, deal with sciatic pain. Doing those kind of help increase the strength. Another thing I use are another wrist strap. So I have like two wrist straps, right? So one is mainly for deadlifts, or maybe if you do any pull exercises, where I would just say rows or deadlifts. It's an assistant grip, so the bar doesn't slip out of your hands. If the gym doesn't allow you to use chalk, that might be the better option, just because with chalk, it more relies on your grip strength rather than assistance. But yeah, that's a pretty good one if you can't use the chalk. That's a good alternative. You also have what I bought, called the Bear Grips, is good for protecting your wrists. Now, again, I've injured my wrists. It increases my chances of protecting, obviously, your wrists, right? Your wrists, your hands. I I'm not going to say the hands, but it helps with the form. It helps with the form for the hands. So that's another thing that I've used. Also, we get to the belt. The belt is really important for me, especially for my lower back pain, sciatica pain, knee pain, ankle pain, like pretty much my entire lower body. The belt is really important because I think it helps with stability. Also, if you injured your back like I have in the past, it's a good tool to assist with rehabilitating, even using with smaller weights or like no weights at all. Like if you're just using the bar for squats, like it's supposed to help reinforce it. Then over time, I guess not supposed to use the belt for lighter weights, but once you get to the more heavier, and don't listen to social media, right? 135 can be heavy, right? For someone who just started at the gym. And that's the other thing I want to get at is don't feel embarrassed about, how much you lift. For me, it's mainly about form and technique. You don't have to show up like me as well, having all this gear and looking like some sort of Meal Team 6 operator or some sort of wannabe transformer, right? You don't need all the gear, but for essential wise, I would say I think the most important to protect yourself, especially as you get older, because you never get younger unless you use a heavy amount of Botox. I would say that the belt, my Bear Grip wrist straps, and my knee sleeves are my top go-tos. So in order of what you would like to purchase, in my opinion, I would do belt first. Belt, I use that every single week, at least once, twice, 3 times a week, right? And then for knee sleeves, right, for squats, deadlifts as well, or leg press, anything with legs, even with some of the machines, right? I would definitely use the knee sleeves as well. And then I would say the knee sleeves and the Bear Grip wrist straps were going to be like number 2 for both. I think if you have enough savings, buy both of them, because the wrist straps are just important. I use that all the time. It helps my wrists. It prevents pain when I lift heavy as well, and to challenge myself. So yeah, I would go with the Bear Grips as well if you're gonna buy the knee sleeves and the Bear Grips. And then everything else, over time, I would say you would buy the rest of the stuff if you become more committed to the gym. The other thing too is, you told me, Alex, before, where you doom scroll and you do that for an hour, and you can have put that time into your health instead. And so that's pretty much what helps me break those habits, is understanding like what I have. It's kind of funny because you need to spend money, and this is in my head, you spend money and you spend money on all this gear, and then you tell yourself like, I need to use it, right? That's what helps motivate me as well. But yeah, knowing that you're using your membership, knowing that you're using your gear, and then if you take like any supplements as well, that would be another motivator, in my opinion. Also, look into maybe getting a gym bag, especially if you carry all this gear. And obviously, I'm not going to give a specific lock to what you should be looking for. But there is, I have a lock for my stuff. I don't think you should, if you buy all the stuff, I don't think you should just keep it out in the open, especially if you have like AirPods in, like that I usually wear. You can use AirPods headset. That's just personal preference, right? Yeah, Alex, this is your spiritual gym rat. Hopefully motivated you to get to the gym now. But again, I think it's important if you have, let's say, machines, if you feel embarrassed as well. Because I know being in the gym for like the first time in forever, I'm thinking of that song, I can understand that it might be a little bit awkward, maybe a little bit embarrassing, but just remember that no one really cares about you, and that everyone's working on their own problems, right? Everyone's working on their own achievements and goals. So, and that you're just part of the statistic, right? Where you're just going in and trying to work hard for yourself and just stepping into the gym. That should be like a very proud moment. Hopefully this helps. And again, just get comfortable with the gym first before I would say buying anything else. But I will say having the equipment, having the membership, and even the supplements, which I can get to that in another video, that will likely help you stay motivated and consistent over time. But yeah, get to it. So for the knee sleeves, we're looking at what I paid $21 for is now $28 on Amazon. The elbow sleeves was $23, but now they're $25. The wrist straps are $17, and miraculously, now they're still $17, so no change there. The Bear Grip wrist straps were $15, but as of now, it's $19. And the belt that I bought was $30, but right now it's selling for $35. And again, the bag, the shoes for lifting, the lock, the sound system that you listen to music or podcasts, like that just varies up to you. For shoes, I chose the Merrells, but you can choose like even Vans. I've seen a lot of people who lift wear Vans or Crocs if they want to have like a flat foot. So it's kind of up to you.